Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Today I wanted to show you all the different ways that you can use to find Sentinel ships, and this is useful for everybody who maybe hasn't played since before the Interceptor update, or you wanted to find a new ship, or ships that you can scrap and upgrade the ship that you already have. I also will show you a couple of ways that you cannot find Sentinel ships that maybe you thought you could, but either way, let's get started. Alright, so the first thing we need to do to find our Sentinel ship is we have to locate a dissonant system. So we'll pull up the galactic map. Alright, so most systems all have their name and then a little bit of a description of like how far away they are, what they have, and stuff like that. If I had scanners, I could get more information, but that's irrelevant here. So this system that I'm looking at right now, Zozapol, is 16 light years away, and it says it has water, but we need a dissonant system. So we're going to look around a little bit and see if we can't find one. Okay, so right here, this system is 187 light years away, and it says that it is dissonant. That is this kind of system that we are looking for, so let's go there. Okay, and so now we have arrived at our dissonant system. Now, at least one of these planets, sometimes two I've noticed, will have what's called corrupted sentinels. So we're going to scan these planets and see which one has corrupted sentinels. Okay, so this planet here, it says it has frost, crystal, copper, dioxide, and sodium, and it doesn't actually have a description for what sort of sentinels it has, so we'll continue looking at other planets. And that's the planet we're looking for. It says it has starball, copper, paraffinium, sodium, and corrupted sentinels. Now, if it says aggressive sentinels, high sentinel activity, any other kind of description of sentinels besides corrupted sentinels, it is not the planet you're looking for. It has to say corrupted sentinels. So let's go to this planet. Okay, and so now we have arrived at our corrupted sentinel planet. As you can see, there are purple crystals on the landscape. The bigger ones are the radiant shards. The smaller ones are the Atlantidium crystals. There are 4 ways in this video that I want to show you how you can find your Sentinel ships. Okay, the first way is going to be by attacking Sentinels. Okay, you will attack the Sentinels, and then you will fight them up through the 5 tiers of aggression until you've completed the 5th tier of aggression, and it will automatically give you the location of a dissonant spike. So we'll look around, try to find some Sentinels, and get started on that step. Okay, so I've been struggling to find some Sentinels, but that's okay. There's 2 ways that you can find Sentinels on these planets. One is by actually finding the Sentinel, having eyes on it. But all of the corrupted planets that I've been to all have Gravitino balls, and if you know what happens when you pick a Gravitino ball, it activates Sentinel forces. Well, I have here in front of me a Gravitino ball, so we are going to pick that, and now we have started Sentinel aggression. I don't even see whether they're down there. Okay. So let's go over here. I will fight my way up through the 5 tiers of aggression and get our dissonance spike. Okay, and so we've completed the 5th tier of aggression, and now we are getting the coordinates to a dissonant spike. Alright, so here we have now our Sentinel ship found. Okay, so the next method we're going to use to find a Sentinel ship is we are going to use what's called an echolocator. Okay, I have several here. These echolocators are acquired as a random drop when you kill any kind of corrupted Sentinel. You could get 2 or 3 in a row. You could maybe have to kill 40 or 50 corrupted Sentinels before you get one. But you can use this, and when we resonate, it will give us the location of a harmonic camp. Harmonic echo detected. Alright, and we will go to it. Okay, so now we've reached our harmonic camp, and since this is the second way we're going to use to find a Sentinel ship, we're also going to make this our third way to find a Sentinel ship. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to land. Okay, I'm going to go to destination reached. Okay, so we've reached the destination. I'm going to get back in my ship and I'm going to show you the third way of how you find a Sentinel ship. Okay, so we're going to go this way a little bit. We're going to turn around. And I'm going to point at this camp. Okay, so the third way you can use to find the Sentinel ship is you could literally just scour the landscape until you happen across one of these camps without using the echolocator. Now, it's going to take a long time probably because you'll probably end up passing 20 or 30 of these before you actually see one. But the thing about it, though, is you can't actually use the scanner on the ship. Watch when I scan. It doesn't come up as any kind of a building or known structure or anything like that. You can only find it visually without the echolocator. Okay, so let's go back into the camp then. We'll land. Alright, so now this little camp, it has some features, okay? One of the features is these wheelbarrows. These are little loot drops. You just pick them up and it gives you random things. Alright, and then also there's this weapons terminal. If you want the weapon out of there, you can get that, but in order to get that, you have to do the same thing we're going to do to find our next Sentinel ship. And that is we're going to go to the harmonic interface. Okay, so our options are to input override glyphs, scan memory registers, or leave. We certainly don't want to leave right now. We do want to input override glyphs. However, in order to know which glyphs to input, we need to first scan our memory registers. So, to know which glyphs we need to use, we have to solve these 3 math problems. They're very simple, easy math problems. They're not hard to do at all. So we have 13 plus 1, that's 14. We have 10 minus 1 is 9, and 9 minus 4 is 5. So we have 14, 9, 5. Access main interface. Now we can input our override glyphs. I don't believe it matters which orientation you input the glyphs in, as long as the 3 numbers are there. So we're going to start with 14, glyph 9, and glyph 5. So now, that music you just heard tells you that you have in fact put in the right glyphs. If you didn't, you won't hear that sound, and it'll keep those glyphs up there, and you'll have to redo your glyphs and reread the equations to figure out which ones you missed. Don't worry, it's not a big deal. I've done it several times where I thought I had it right, and it was like, oh, I didn't. Anyways, so now our options are we could deactivate the multi-tool seal. We're not interested in that right now. We're going to locate dissonant spikes. Alright, now we've landed at our Sentinel ship. This one's kind of neat. Okay, so here's a very good example of the 4th way to find a Sentinel ship. I'm having trouble figuring out which planet in this system has corrupted Sentinels. So we actually need to attack Sentinel ships. Actually, that might be this one right here. Well, what do you know? That's the one. Anyways, I don't even need to go to that planet right now. And as fate would have it, a fleet just came in. So, there are two ways that you can dogfight Sentinel ships. Either we can do what I'm about to do is I'm going to attack one of these freighters, which, keep in mind, that can affect your standing with the dominant species of whatever system you're in. Or you can go down to the planet's surface, attack the corrupted Sentinels, and then fly back into space. The problem I have with that is that you tend to fly away faster than the Sentinel ships can keep up, and you lose the aggro. So, honestly, I think it's better just to go attack a freighter, and that will activate the Sentinel ships. So let's do that real quick. Just go down here, and I'm just going to shoot one of the pods. There we go. So, and like I say, my standing with the Corvax now has decreased by 1. And now we have the Sentinel Interceptors arriving. So, the way this is going to work, I'm going to do just like I did on foot. I'm going to fight all the way up through the 5 tiers of progression with the Sentinel ships. And then at the 5th tier, it will then spawn the Sentinel Freighter, which, for whatever reason, has an incredibly large amount of health compared to a normal Sentinel Freighter. We'll show that when I get there. Okay, so our Sentinel ship is nearly dead now, and once it finally explodes, what's going to happen is I'm going to be rewarded with a Dreadnought AI fragment. And that Dreadnought AI fragment is what we're going to use to find our next ship. Okay, here now it's exploding. Capital ship defeated, Sentinel forces retreating. And right there it is, Dreadnought AI fragment. Okay, so now we'll go to our inventory. And I've already got a bunch anyways, but we're going to go ahead and use this. Now remember, you don't have to be on the corrupted Sentinel planet to use one of these. This will direct you to the dissonant spike on the planet you need to go to. Alright, we have it down here. And we will go and find our Sentinel ship. Okay, and so now we've arrived at our crashed Sentinel ship. This one actually doesn't look too bad at all. And that was the fourth way that I know of to locate Sentinel ships. Now, I want to show you two ways that you cannot find Sentinel ships, but maybe you think you can. Okay, so now I want to show you two ways that you cannot use to find a Sentinel ship. And these are common ways of finding regular ships, but it does not work to find the Sentinel ships on the corrupted Sentinel planets. So our first way is we have some charts here, right? These are the distress signal planetary charts. Typically these can be used, and you a lot of times use them to find crashed freighters and dilapidated outposts. So let's see if we can get it to work for me here. Distress signal found. Hopefully it's on planet. Okay, so this actually worked exactly the way I hoped it would. So now we used the emergency signal to find a distress beacon on the corrupted Sentinel planet. But if you'll see, this came as a regular ship and not a Sentinel ship, and might I say that's actually a really nice fighter. I may come back to get this, just to have it. But anyways, this spawns as a regular ship, and there is purple crystals here. I'm still on the corrupted Sentinel planet, but that does not work for a Sentinel ship. Okay, and so now the second way that you cannot use to find a Sentinel ship on a corrupted Sentinel planet is going to be the use of a transmission tower. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my best to try to locate a transmission tower, and we will go from there. Okay, so it looks like we found a transmission tower. And to find this particular transmission tower, I used a planetary chart for an inhabited outpost. So, let's go to this transmission tower. Okay, so we have arrived at our transmission tower, and now we are going to go inside. We're going to activate the computer, and we'll have to solve a problem. Alright, so 80, 71, 63, 56, that's minus 9, minus 8, minus 7, so it'll be 56 minus 6, 50. Okay, so we've solved the issue. And we now have our distress signal from the transmission tower. Okay, so now we've arrived on our corrupted Sentinel planet at the distress signal coordinates that we got from the transmission tower. And as you can see, this is just a regular ship. This is an explorer. Okay, so this is... You cannot use the transmission tower to find a Sentinel ship on a corrupted Sentinel planet. Okay, and so that brings us to the end of the video today. Those are the 4 ways that are available to find these Sentinel ships, plus 2 ways that you cannot use, but maybe you thought you could, to find Sentinel ships. Please, I hope you found value in this video. If you did, give me a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and have a beautiful